Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Police Department has been awarded national accreditation by the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies Incorporated, or CALEA, for the 11th time. CALEA is the leading credentialing agency for law enforcement organizations and considered the gold standard of public safety. GPD underwent a gold standard assessment, and during the re-accreditation process, CALEA client service members reviewed policies and procedures every year for 4 years to verify compliance. At the end of the 4th year, a team of CALEA assessors examined all aspects of GPD to include community engagement, policies, procedures, equipment, and facilities. The assessors also interviewed members of the community and agency employees. The commission voted unanimously to award GPD its 11th award, signifying excellence in public safety and commitment to the community. Participation in the CALEA accreditation process is voluntary, and less than 10% of all agencies in the U.S. are accredited through CALEA. In 1986, the Greensboro Police Department was the first law enforcement agency in North Carolina to receive CALEA accreditation. It has maintained its accreditation status for 35 years. The 4th cycle of participatory budgeting, or PB Greensboro, begins with a virtual kickoff and community workshop at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, February 2nd. The city will provide $500,000 for PB projects or programs recommended by residents. Attend the virtual kickoff meeting to learn how to get your neighborhood project on the ballot for potential funding. You can RSVP online. PB Greensboro is a democratic process where residents help determine how public funds are spent. Residents propose ideas, volunteers develop them into projects for the ballot, and residents age 14 and older vote on which projects to fund. Jeff Lale, chair of the PB Commission, said this year we want to develop inspiring projects to get residents excited about voting. We need members of the community to step in and make that happen. This program doesn't work without the community. If you cannot attend the kickoff and community workshop, you can still submit ideas for a program or project. The PB Idea Collection window opens on Tuesday, February 1st. Greensboro was the first southern city to implement participatory budgeting in 2014. Since then, 72 projects have been approved by residents. For more information about PB Greensboro, visit the city's website. Due to the rising cases of COVID-19, the City of Greensboro has reinstated its mask mandate for all city-owned facilities to maximize protection from the Omicron variant. Guilford County is considered an area of high transmission with a rising 14-day positive COVID-19 test rate. If the positivity rate continues to rise, the city will consider implementing additional safety measures. Interim City Manager Chris Wilson said it's imperative for the city to be vigilant and maintain the focus on public safety. I encourage the continued cooperation and understanding from our employees and the public to do their part to help us get through this pandemic. Under the revised guidelines, the city requires face coverings or masks for vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals entering all city facilities. Employees, residents, and visitors are asked to wear masks when indoors for their protection and the protection of others. Signs are posted at the entrance of city facilities, and masks will be available at entrances staffed by security personnel should a visitor need one. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
The coronavirus pandemic has presented us with a unique and challenging situation. It can create a great deal of anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress to a limited degree can actually be very helpful. However, taken to a significant degree, stress can create problems for us both physically as well as emotionally. So when trying to manage your stress, there are a number of strategies you can utilize. It is important to really not focus solely on those things we cannot control. In fact, what you should do is have some discussions and think about and even list those things we do have control of. Make it something that you can do together as a family. And it's simple as what you're deciding to watch on television, the things that you do during the day, what you're having for dinner. And those may seem like small things that we all don't even think about during the day, but when you're in a time like this, when so much of life feels out of control, those things can feel very comforting. Do not overload on information. It is, in fact, important to understand the facts and keep up to date on to what is going on. However, you don't want to overload by watching television 24/7, staying with the newspaper, all day long. You need to take a break from that information. Think about the things in your life that you've used in the past that have helped you stay calm. Listening to music, or playing a musical instrument, or reading, talking with family members. These are all the same kinds of things that will help you during this challenging time. Think about creating new routines, whether it's games or watching certain television shows. Try some creative, artistic kinds of things that would be fun and unique. Try to incorporate your children into helping you come up with suggestions of things that would be fun to do. It's really important to understand that, again, stress and anxiety is normal. Do not try to just push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. If we try to deny it and push it down, it sometimes can create really cumbersome feelings, and it becomes more difficult to hold it back than it is just to let it out. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to acknowledge it, and that, in fact, will help you work through it. Look at each day as a unique day. We take it one day at a time. Be very present in that day and make it the best possible day it can be. And tomorrow, creativity takes over, you make an entirely new day. But day by day, you will get through this, and that's the best way you can manage some of the stress and the anxiety that comes along with this.
Below freezing temperatures are becoming more common at night, all the more reason to make sure you are prepared for winter weather alerts. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro encourages residents to bookmark the winter closings page on the city's website. This is the best way to stay up to date on changes to city government services and hours of operations during inclement weather. Simply visit greensboro-nc.gov/winter closings on the city's website. The winter closings page features a link to an interactive map that shows where snowplows are operating throughout Greensboro. There are also links to the city's official Facebook and Twitter pages. The page also includes the list of local news stations that update the status of city government closings and delayed openings. Now is the ideal time to visit the city's website and bookmark the winter closings page as we begin to experience winter weather events. The Greensboro Public Library is hosting outdoor adventurer and writer Derek Lugo. He will make a virtual appearance at 7 p.m. on Monday, January 24th via Zoom. Lugo had never hiked or camped a day in his life, but the Brooklyn-born New York City urbanite took a train to Georgia, grabbed a taxi at the station, and told the cab driver to drop him off at the beginning of the Appalachian Trail. His journey and the lessons learned are the subject of Lugo's newly released debut memoir, The Unlikely Thru Hiker: An Appalachian Trail Journey. It's a story of a young black man demonstrating grit and humor as he discovers the natural world of the trail. The book will inspire hikers and non-hikers to attempt what seems impossible. This event is part of the ongoing series hosted by the Kathleen Clay Edwards Family Branch called Outdoor Adventurers of Color. Monthly events feature opportunities for outdoor recreation, socialization, and engagement. To register in advance for this event or for more information about library events and resources, please visit the library's website. Teens and young adults ages 16 to 24 are invited to a life skills and career planning workshop entitled It Takes a Community: Next Gen on the Move. The free workshop will take place from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 22nd at the Lewis Recreation Center. Registration is available online. Offered in partnership with the NC Works Next Gen program, participants will create a vision board, get started on accomplishing career goals, and learn about local resources to enhance their lives. The Lewis Recreation Center is located at 3110 Forest Lawn Drive. For more information, contact the center's supervisor, Ayana Kuwaku, at 336-373-3330. The International Civil Rights Center and Museum is gearing up for Black History Month. Coming up after the break, we'll talk to the executive director and find out what's new at the museum. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The International Civil Rights Center and Museum is making major changes to its signature fundraising event, and there's a new exhibit about to open. Joining me now to talk all things museum is John Swain. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the International Civil Rights Center and Museum. Hello, John. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me over.
Thank you for joining me. So the museum's signature fundraising event typically takes place the first Saturday in February, and for the first time in the event's 27-year history, that is not going to happen. Why not?
Well, with this virus that is rampant in our community and the number of people who have become ill from it, we thought that the best thing to do to protect our honorees, many of our patrons, was to move it. People are quite appreciative of us canceling the event or postponing the event to later in the year, and they love that date of July 25th.
Okay. Well, as you prepare for the gala moving to July, who will the honorees be, and how will you recognize February 1st, being that that's such a significant date, as the 62nd anniversary for the lunch counter sit-in?
Sure. We have made plans to mark the occasion for February 1 this year. I'm inviting back Mr. Bamadele Demerson. He was previous director of the museum, and he's going to come back and host a program for me about King on the 4th of February, about 7 o'clock in the evening. It'll be a virtual program, but it'll be a nice opportunity for a lot of folks who really did appreciate him, to see him again, to hear from him again. We're glad to have him back.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad that we won't miss the opportunity to commemorate February 1 as we do each year. So tell us about the planned exhibit that you have opening at the museum during Black History Month.
Sure. Since we cannot have all of our honorees in to kick off our Black History celebration and the FW Woolworth sit-ins, we've decided to put together an exhibit for each one of the honorees. It's about 3 to 4 panels for each one of them, talking about their contributions to civil and human rights in the country. And as you know, this year, James Lawson is going to be our Austin Jones Award recipient. We will also have Vice President Kamala Harris as one of the people in the exhibit. She's our Trailblazer Award recipient this year. We will have Ben Crump as our unsung hero. We'll have our Community Service Award recipient, Rabbi Gutman, right here in Greensboro. He has done a tremendous amount. So we're looking forward to honoring him this year. Bakari Sellers is the keeper of the Flame Award. Many people that have seen him on CNN, MSNBC. So we're looking forward to having him. And then our final award recipient is going to be the Honorable Marilyn Mackle. And I'm hoping that this move will enable her to be present. All of our honorees have committed to being on site, so we're looking forward to it.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I think the move to July and just this lineup is so impressive. You may have standing room only for this event.
I'm hoping so. Maybe we'll do it outside.
Yes. Now, the museum has been opened. It has weathered the COVID storm, so to speak. How can people safely visit the museum given the impact COVID and the Omicron variant has had?
I haven't had a chance to thank this community enough for really stepping up. It's been just humbling to me to see the outpouring of support for this museum, the love and care. telephone calls and emails, all of it. So what we've done during COVID is spend a lot of time doing things that we could not do for the first 11 years, repainting, refreshing our exhibits. We've laid out some brand new exhibits where people can now come in and sit down and watch a 50-minute film about the museum, all of the galleries, and then they can tour on their own. We still have staff-led tours for the museum, and we invite the public to make prior arrangements for those because I have to have the requisite number of staff present for those tours. And also the pre-film tours. People can now tour the museum 24/7. I hate to say it this way, but COVID has really forced us to change our operations, and it's a lot better to work within it.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, you have created opportunities for community engagement. Is it too early to say if the museum will continue the street talks in the spring?
That was something that COVID, like I said, COVID forced us to do a lot of things differently. People really cared about the conversations in the street last year, and we are going to continue this year. I've had the staff working on some very interesting topics that we're going to take on head and center. We respect all opinions, and people really do care about that. So I like the program. We usually serve a little pizza and some refreshments, but that will continue, and hopefully when it starts to warm up. So watch our website for it.
Okay, wonderful. Well, John, we're looking forward to the new programs, the new exhibit.
Yes.
Certainly, we want you to come back in a few months and give us updates leading up to the gala. We want to make sure folks are aware that it will be happening in July.
July 25th, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The City of Greensboro is encouraging the public to be mindful of how their actions can help reduce the spread of COVID-19 variants. The best way to protect yourself and the community is to be fully vaccinated and get a booster when eligible. Businesses and restaurant owners may require masks inside their facilities. The public is asked to respect any business that requires masks. Greensboro Mayor Nancy Vaughn said being opposed to wearing a mask in public is putting a strain on our hospitals, workforce, first responders, and business community. In order to stop spreading this virus, we must each do our part by responsibly wearing a mask, getting fully vaccinated, and maintaining social distance. To help combat the spread of COVID-19, the City of Greensboro has partnered with Cone Health and Guilford County to offer a testing and vaccination site at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex, as well as distributing public education materials. For more information, please refer to the city's social media channels, Greensboro Television Network, and the city's COVID-19 website at greensboro-nc.gov/COVID-19. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, let's meet our neighbors who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
My name is Phoebe Murray, and I am a consultant in workforce retention and recruitment. I came back from the Triangle area because my family was ready to settle down and buy a home. Charles and I are fortunate that we're both primarily remote workers, so we have the flexibility to work from home at this point in our lives when we're trying to spend as much time as possible together with our family and watching our daughter grow up.
My name is JT Job, and I'm a software developer at Innovations for Learning. I left Greensboro in 2005, and it's changed so much since then. Greensboro is great for my career. Since I work remotely as a developer, there's a fantastic community of people working at a co-working space downtown. I love living in Fisher Park because it's so beautiful. The architecture, the trees, everything that you get with the historic district. And we have the beautiful actual park in the middle of the neighborhood that's just a great place to go walking with your dog.
My family and I love to just get out for walks in the neighborhood. We pop into Deep Roots and pick up groceries to cook for dinner. We love strolling around Fisher Park. It's just a beautiful neighborhood to live in.
I like to joke that this is the second pandemic our home's been through. It was built in 1913, so we know it's over 100 years old. My wife Keela and I are expecting our first, and we couldn't be happier to be bringing her up in this beautiful house in this great neighborhood.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Greensboro Parks and Recreation staff and the Greensboro JCs want you to take the 22 for 22 Winter Workout Challenge. Sign up online throughout January to accept the challenge to walk, jog, bike, or boat a total of 22 miles. Everyone who completes the challenge will be entered into drawings for 3 Parks and Recreation prize packages worth an estimated $75 each. Participants will receive tips via email throughout the month. Track your miles and submit them by Friday, February 4th to be entered into the drawings. If you're not sure where to walk, download the Piedmont Discovery app to search for trails or greenways based on difficulty and proximity to your home or office. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to Guilford Metro 911. The department is celebrating reaccreditation from the International Academy of Emergency Dispatch as an accredited center of excellence for emergency fire dispatch. This marks Guilford Metro's 6th accreditation for fire dispatch after exhibiting organizational excellence in public safety communications by completing 20 points of accreditation. Way to go, Guilford Metro 911. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.